about twice a year, I have to trim my goats and sheep's hooves. So we have 8 Catadin sheep that are all female, and then we have 5 Nigerian dwarf goats that are all male. They're castrated, so they can't have babies or anything. But today I'm going to show you how I do that hoof trimming. As you can see, we have a little corral set up that I'm going to get them into, and then I'll show you the process and basically the wrestling that we do in order to trim their hooves. And like I said, we have to do this twice a year just to make sure that they don't get too long. It's basically like cutting their nails, but it's also a good time to just take a look at them and make sure that they're healthy. All right, so this is everything that we use for trimming the hooves. I will end up putting a moving blanket on this just to pad it a little bit. But so what happens when you flip a sheep on their back, they go into kind of like a docile state, kind of like you probably heard like a shark will do that if you flip them upside down. So what this is basically a giant sheep lounger. It hooks over the fence. You bring them in here with food, and then I will back them up and flip them on here, and then it'll make them go into like kind of a docile state, and I'll be able to trim their hooves. So our sheep and goats all live in this back pen. It's about an acre and a half. And we let them up to mow the lawn, actually. So they're really just glorified lawnmowers. But when I go to trim their hooves, you really have to get them in a small spot. I don't have a run or anything for them. This has worked in the past, so I just set up a T-post, wrap some fencing around it, and connect it to the fencing to make kind of a small corral that's a triangle. That way they'll get up here in front of everything, and then I can back them right up. The only other thing you really need is their trimmers, which aren't that expensive. You just get them off Amazon or at Rural King. And they're basically just giant nail clippers for the sheep. All right, I didn't have a moving blanket because I forgot I threw it away, but I have this tarp that I'm going to use. Is more of like a mesh tarp. And I found out that this works best because with just the meshing, the like bungee meshing, a lot of times their hooves would fall through. So this prevents them from falling through. It covers the whole thing. It does get a little bit annoying, but now we are going to get them in here, and I'll show you how that's done. All right, you can see that they're a little intimidated by this. They don't know what to do. Some will come in, some won't. Some are smarter than others. But the way I get them in here is I have sweet feed, and once I shake that, it's like crack for them. They're all going to come running. And again, some will come in because they're smart, and some won't. Or some will stay out because they're smart, and some will come right in. And those are the easy ones. So it gets a little bit harder by the end, and we might have to come back another day to finish this up. The sheep are usually easier than the goats to get in, but the goats are much easier to trim since they're maybe like 40 to 50 pounds, and the sheep are all like 100-ish pounds. So I'll go and get the crack, and you'll see them all come running right in. So here we go. And here they come. So this is Sadie. We've already done Sadie. This is Sadie's baby. Sadie we bought, and she was pregnant and then gave birth to her baby right here. So her kids are a little bit more skittish. So here we go. See? A little more skittish. It turns into a wrestling match. And then back them up. All right. Sometimes you just gotta manhandle them. The sheep get a lot more docile once they're on their back like this. And then if you come here, I can show you. So none of their hooves are that bad. Like up here, you're just trying to take off like these walls and any dirt. And like I said, we're just checking them out. So I'm gonna do, this is Lily or Millie. She had twins and we don't know which is which, so there we go. That's all you had to do. So this is Baby, and Baby is one of the more gentle sheep. I think it's because she's crossed with a Dorper or something. But as you can see, so I just did this side of her hoof, and all you're doing is you're trying to make it flat. We're not going for perfect, but you see how there's a lip on it? We're just trying to take that down, almost like it's your own fingernail. So you're just coming in and just clipping away at it. And if you see pink or blood, obviously stop, but we try and do this often enough that we don't have to go that deep or anything. So and then clean out any dirt you can. Make the back pads flat, but you're just going for generally flat and even, just so they can't essentially break a nail and so it doesn't curl over on them or anything. So this is all you're doing. And again, we're amateurs at this, so we learned this like 2 years ago, and then this is what we've been doing ever since, and we haven't had any problems. So just making it flat. I like Baby because she's skittish to get in the seat, but when she's in, she's really chill. She was like this last time too. When you're doing this, I try and be careful because you're then making these hooves kind of sharp, and just always say cognizant because they might try and kick. All right, you're good. This is our biggest sheep. This is Fiona. All right, we got a traffic jam. Fiona's really heavy. Whew. But usually once Fiona's in the chair, she's better. She's a big sheep. So I'm gonna do her, and then we'll let these guys out. Then we have 4 goats and Iggy, who's our smartest sheep. So, this sucks. We're just fishing for them. I let these guys out. I've already got them. Those 2 goats I still have to get, but they're being weary. I've already gotten Fiona in there and Boots, that goat. So I got to get, that's Jerry and that's Ben for Ben and Jerry's. And I need to get them. I'm probably going to just take what I can. Bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. And those are the 2 in the bush. Gonna leave them out and hopefully just close this fence on them, but I'm literally just waiting to pull this string and close it up. So it looks like it's about to happen. So here we go. Oh, Fiona's really holding that open. Oh, and Mo's coming, so maybe not. Stay tuned. We'll let you know whatever happens. All right, fishing paid off. Bird in the hand is worth 3 in the bush because I did not get Mo, Beans, or Jerry. Fiona we already got, but we did catch Ben. So I'll do Ben, and then we'll let Ben and Boots out and then go with the rest of these guys. Listen, if anybody has a better idea of how to do this, please let me know. I'm not going to build a ton of runs or anything like that. This is kind of the simplest, and it's temporary, and we only have to do it twice a year, but I am open to ideas. And if I'm doing anything wrong, let me know as well, because like I said, we are amateurs at this, and these are just basically pet goats and sheep, and we're just trying to do the best we can for them. So I'm just waiting. Just bringing the trap yet again, closing that gate to get a... Oh no, they heard me. Beans and Jerry. All right, should be able to get them. Fiona's probably gonna want to bust. There we go. And okay, we got them. Got to chain that. They won. We lost them. Fiona's big butt keeps getting in the way, and she just keeps coming in. So got to get her out of here somehow. Yeah, Fiona, we already got you. All right, well, that's all she wrote. This actually took me 4 days to get this all done. They get pretty skittish and pretty smart, and now they don't trust me for a little while, but I'll give them feed and then they'll all love me again. But that's just how we do this. If you have any tips, just let us know. Like I said, we're just doing this in the backyard, just pets basically. I know some people have said to do porcelain some concrete with rough rock, and then they'll just naturally scratch it off. It's pretty rocky back here anyway, so that's why we only have to do it twice a year. But I'm not going to build any like crazy runs or anything. I like that method because it's temporary. But yeah, if you have any suggestions, I'm all up for it. Like, I'm not a professional. We're not the best at this, and we know that. So open for advice always. But thank you for watching. Just thought this would be a fun video to show y'all of what we do with our goats and sheep. Catch you later.